I appreciate all of the people that have been watching and commenting on my channel over the years, and if you want to support me directly, then please consider donating to my Ko-fi page, or coffee, however you pronounce it. Your donation can be small, like the price of 1 cup of coffee, or it can be greater than that. It's all up to you. Visit ko-fi.com/frozenparticle to donate. Let's get to the video now, shall we? Computer-generated imagery is quite the touchy subject in the anime fandom, let alone in the Dragon Ball one. While some anime CGI can look pretty good, or at the very least not look like digital dog shit, it's clear that most fans prefer shows to be traditionally animated instead. In Dragon Ball's case, CGI has been sprinkled into the franchise more and more over the years. The first recognizable example of Dragon Ball using CGI was in the 2003 special titled Kutai Panic Adventure. If you are unaware, this special is a crossover between Dragon Ball, Astro Boy and One Piece, and there's a scene where Frieza blows up an iconic part of the MJxTV headquarters, nicknamed the Orb or Kutai section of the building. As Frieza shoots key attacks at the Orb, that causes several large explosions which, from the looks of it, were animated digitally on a computer. Kutai Panic Adventure blends 2D animation and live action together, so I'm not surprised that computer-generated effects were thrown into the mix as well. CGI was also used before in several Dragon Ball commercials throughout the 2000s, mostly for 3D text, explosion effects, and things of that nature, might I add. However, the most famous instances of CGI in Dragon Ball are in the Battle of Gods and Resurrection F feature films, Dragon Ball Super, and now of course with Dragon Ball Super Broly. In Battle of Gods, CGI was mostly implemented to create the backdrops of the movie, consisting of Capsule Corporation, Beerus's planet, Kaio's world, and more. Additionally, various objects like Kaio's red car and other little visual effects, such as auras or when Beerus destroys the egg, were completely made using CGI. Typically, hand-drawn animation combined with CGI elements would not fit well, but I honestly don't have an issue with these minor effects. I believe ideally everyone wants to have their Dragon Ball 100% hand-drawn, but this blend of CG doesn't obstruct or interfere with the traditional content all that much. The only time actual characters were CGI occurs during the middle of the Goku vs Beerus fight, when they are running towards each other in the rocky desert plain, and then they eventually clash. I assume the reason why Goku and Beerus were generated on a computer in this sequence is due to the camera swerving around. I'd imagine this would be extremely time consuming and in general quite irritating to pull off with traditional animation, so Toei resorted to CGI. Even though the scene lasted for only a few short moments, the CGI Goku and Beerus are painfully obvious and are even more distracting because a fully computer generated background is around them. That's it for Battle of Gods, but in 2015, when Resurrection F rolled around, the amount of CGI within the film increased considerably. On top of the backgrounds and objects made through CG, there are multiple shots of computer-generated characters fighting, and hell, even 99% of Frieza's army are CGI. I will say that Toei went too far into the deep end when it came to creating CGI character models in Resurrection F, as there's clearly an overabundance of it in the film. As I said in my original and terrible CGI in Dragon Ball video, Resurrection F, more like Resurrection CG, yeah, I'm the next fucking Bill Burr, I know. When it comes to the Goku vs Golden Frieza fight, I don't think they really need to incorporate much, if not any, computer imagery in. Most of the sequences during the showdown aren't complicated or technical enough to warrant being laced with CG. They could have found a way to do it through hand-drawn animation, but that's just me. As Resurrection F concluded its theatrical run in most countries, Dragon Ball Super was released to the world. Well, actually it didn't get a Western simulcast until well into the series, but whatever. Since Resurrection F had a substantial amount of CGI, at least substantial compared to the other Dragon Ball productions in the past, it could be assumed that Dragon Ball Super would look like an 131 episode Tekken match. But nope, I actually don't have much to talk about with Dragon Ball Super and its CGI, as it was used sparingly, only being thrown in for auras and objects like the Tournament of Power Arena and other stuff like that. Off the back of the incredibly successful Dragon Ball Super television show, now has come the full trailer for the Dragon Ball Super movie titled Broly, which aired a few weeks ago. The animation and art for this trailer was simply outstanding, and the more times I watch it, the more I fall in love with this style and what Shintani has brought to the franchise. Although I would love to gush more about his art and the art direction of Dragon Ball Super Broly in general, I'm here to talk about the CGI today. There's only one major shot that is mostly CG in the trailer, and that comes in towards the tail end, as Goku and Broly are flying towards each other. I must say that the computer-generated characters this time around are vastly improved from the two prior Dragon Ball Z movies, as it looks like they outlined the CG a lot more. While you can still tell that it's CGI, it doesn't break up the flow of the scene. Fans have been debating, however, that the shot doesn't require CGI at all due to the simplicity of the camera movement and composition. To defend the Super movie for a second, that shot specifically, we have no idea at this point how long or complex the shot really is, considering trailers only show very short sections of scenes. This little moment in the trailer might be a part of an even bigger and more complicated and extended scene in the trailer, more so than the trailer is leading on, thus needing CGI to complete. Maybe I'm wrong and the shot really doesn't need the CGI, but I honestly doubt it, and the CG doesn't look atrocious either, so who cares? That's gonna do it for me, and I do hope you enjoyed this bit of a history lesson regarding CGI in Dragon Ball and what I think of the CGI in Dragon Ball Super Broly, specifically the trailer. Please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and as always, I will catch you in the next one. See you later.